The big question so many people have been asking as the administration of President Bola Tinubu turns 1 year exactly in office on May 29, 2024 is, has their hope been renewed or has it been dashed as promised by the president in his inaugural speech when he came into power on May 29, 2023. The speech of the president at the Eagle Square in Abuja had several broad categories, but two of them are quite important to Nigerians, and debates have been on concerning how much the president has achieved, what he has succeeded in doing, and what he has not succeeded in doing. The two broad categories are the economy and politics. For the economy, perhaps the most concerning to Nigerians was the removal of fuel subsidy the very day the president assumed office. In an off-cuff announcement, which the president himself said was not included in his speech, he told Nigerians that the era of fuel subsidy was gone. So also did the president make pronouncements on the exchange rates, on interest rates, and on taxation. Across these four categories of the economy, Nigerians have been commenting, what have we gained by removing fuel subsidy? Have all the promises made by the president concerning the removal of the fuel subsidy, including providing CNG buses, been met? Are Nigerians satisfied with the promised floating of the naira? The promised single-digit interest rates, is it working? Is it going to work? Is this something that is workable? And then the issue of taxation, over which a lot of Nigerians have been complaining. As at the last time the Auditor General of the Federation spoke, it was revealed that taxes constitute the highest revenue earner for the country now, far above what the country now gets from petroleum resources. But are Nigerians better off? How have they been affected by the removal of what is regarded as subsidy on electricity tariff? These are more the things that have been bothering Nigerians. In the area of politics, one of the promises made by President Bola Tinubu has been the restructuring of the country. Where are we 1 year after? The issue of state police has come up. There are calls that the time is ripe for Nigeria to have state police. And this has been heightened by the mounting insecurity in the country. It is not just in the north, but all over. The southwest, the southeast, the south-south, the north-central, the northeast, and the northwest. And what about the issue of local government administration? A lot of people are still complaining. Just this week, the Attorney General of the Federation and Minister of Justice, Chief Lateef Fagbemi, a senior advocate of Nigeria, dragged the 36 states of the Federation to court over their running of the local government administration. Even if a few are not guilty, the majority of our governors are guilty of running the local governments as if they are appendages of the states, whereas in the Constitution, they stand quite clearly on their own. Attached to the issue of the local government, and by extension, is that of revenue sharing. A lot of governors have added the resources meant for the local governments to theirs. And at the same time, they are also calling for a review of the revenue sharing formula being used during the Federal Accounts Allocation Committee meetings in sharing resources to the federal government, to the states, and then the local government. 1 year in the life of an administration that has a 4-year tenure appears to be a very long time in fulfilling promises. But there have been those who have argued that the foundation will need to be laid for the government to move forward. And there are those who have stridently complained that the government met a very bad economy from which it forced us to recover and then move on to consolidate. President Bola Tinubu himself said it just this week when he hosted leaders from Yoruba land in the presidential villa. He told them that he met a bleeding country, but that now he has stopped the bleeding. What he needs to do is now to consolidate on the achievement of stopping the bleeding. But do Nigerians really take into account all the promises made? Have they taken time to analyze them in a way that they can substantially rate the government vis-a-vis the promises made and the achievements said to have been recorded? For this reason, we are bringing you the full speech of the president on May 29, 2023, when he took over the reins of power in Nigeria. He spoke most of the time ex-tempore at the Eagle Square in Abuja. We'll leave you to watch it and then come to your conclusion on whether the government has met your expectations vis-a-vis its promises to Nigerians. Enjoy it.
Highly commendable President and former President of Nigeria departed for his home base. My regards to him. All the excellencies, the head of state, presidents, and leaders of various countries here present. Former head of state, a great man, committed and highly honest to the development of this country, General Yakubu Gowon. My dear wife, the new First Lady, Bola Tinubu. Your Excellency, Vice President Kasim Shettima, and his wife, Nana Shettima. Senate President, distinguished Senators Ahmed Lawan, House of Representatives Speaker, Right Honorable Femi Gbajabiamila, and his wife, Salamatu. The Chief Justice of the Federation, Olukayode Ariwola, Your Excellencies, Governors, here present, the chairman of our party, APC, Senator Abdullahi Adamu, former APC interim chairman, Chief Bisi Akonde, and my brother and uncle, Chief Shegun Osoba. Distinguished senators and honorable members of the House of Representatives, honorable ministers and members of the just dissolved National Executive, members of diplomatic corps, the royal fathers, men of the armed forces, I salute you for your sacrifices and the supreme sacrifices you've made for this country, for the men and women. We thank you. And we thank you the way today is going well. Gentlemen of the press, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, my fellow citizens, I stand before you honored to assume the sacred mandate you have given me. My love for this nation is abiding. My confidence in its people unwavering, and my faith in God Almighty is absolute. I know that His hand shall provide the needed moral strength and clarity of purpose in those instances when even it seems to have reached the limit of human capacity. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, this day is bold and majestic, yet bright and full of spirit, as is our precious nation. As a nation, we have long ago decided to march beyond the dimness of night into open day of renewed national hope. The question is, and we must now ask ourselves, is whether to remain faithful to the work inherent in the building of a better society, or retreat into the shadows of our unmet potential. For me, there is but no one answer. There are we are too great a nation and too grounded as a people to rob ourselves of our finest destiny. The nation's journey has been shaped by the prayers of our founding fathers and other millions, and the collective sacrifices of us all. We have endured the hardship that will have made other societies crumble. We have shouldered the heavy burden to arrive at this sublime moment where the prospect of a better future merges with our improved capacity to create that future. To the surprise of many, but not to ourselves, we have more firmly established this land as a democracy in both word and deed. The peaceful transition from one government to another now is our political tradition. This handover symbolizes our trust in God, our enduring faith in representative governance, and our belief in our ability to reshape this nation into its society it was always meant to be. My brothers and sisters, permit me to say a few words to my predecessor, President Muhammadu Buhari. Mr. President, former. You have been an honest, patriotic leader who has done his best for the nation you love. On a more personal note, you are a worthy partner and a friend, and may history be kind to you. For many years, Nigeria's critics have trafficked that the rumor that our nation will break up, even perish. They have even redesigned the maps. Yet we are here. We have stumbled at times, but resilience and diversity have kept us going, and we will keep going. Our body may make us bend at times, but it shall never break us. Instead, we stand forth as Africa's most populous nation and as the best hope and strongest champion of the black race. As a citizen, we declare as one unified people, devoted to one unified nation, national cause, that as long as this world exists, Nigeria shall exist. Take me back to the old man sitting back there, General Yakubu Gowon. The cliche to keep Nigeria one is a task that must be done. If you are young or old, you will remember that. Today, faith and destiny join together to place the touch of human progress in our very hands. We dare not let it slip. We live high this touch so that it might shine on every household and in every heart that calls itself Nigeria. We hold the beam aloft because it lights our path with compassion, brotherhood, and peace. May this great light never extinguish. Say amen. Our administration will govern you only on your behalf, but never rule over you. We shall consult and dialogue, but never dictate. We shall reach out to all, but never put down a single person for holding views contrary to our own. We are here to further mend and heal this nation, not tear and injure it. In this way, may I offer a few comments regarding the election that brought us here today to this junction. Yes, it was a hard-fought contest and was also fairly won. Since the advent of the Fourth Republic, Nigeria has not had an election of a better quality. I say so. The outcome reflected the will of the people. However, my victory does not render me any more Nigerian than my opponent. Nor does this render them any less patriotic. They shall forever be my fellow compatriots, and I will treat them as such. They represent important constituencies and concerns that wisdom dare not ignore. Some have taken their concerns to court, seeking legal redress. That is their right, and I fully defend that exercise of this right. This is the essence of the rule of law. Over decades ago, our founding fathers bravely gave us this country to place Nigeria on the map of an independent nation. We must never allow the labor of those who came before us to wither in vain, but to blossom and bring forth a better reality. Let us take the next great step. The journey they began and believed in. Today, let us commit ourselves to placing Nigeria in our hearts as the indispensable home for each and every one of us, regardless of creed, ethnicity, or place of birth. To my supporters, I thank you. To who did vote for me, I thank you as well. I extend my hand across the political divide. I ask you to grasp the national affinity and brotherhood. For me, political coloration has faded away. All I see here are Nigerians. All of you. May we uphold this fitting, an excellent notion as a new Nigeria idea. My fellow citizens, Nigeria ideal, which I speak of, is more than just an improvement in economic and statistics. These things are important, but they can never convey the fullness of our story. Our mission is to improve our ways of life in a manner that nurtures our humanity, encourages compassion towards one another, and duly reward our collective effort to social ills that seek to divide us. Our Constitution gave us a nation on paper. We must work hard at bringing these noble documents to life by strengthening the bonds of economic collaboration, social cohesion, and cultural understanding. Let us develop a shared sense of fairness and equality. South must not only seek good for itself, but must understand that its interests are served when goods come to the north. North must not see the south likewise. Whether from the winding creeks of Niger Delta, the vastness of northern Savannah, the boardroom of Lagos, the bustling capital of Abuja, as busy market of Onitsha. You are all my people. As your president, I shall serve you with prejudice towards none, but compassion and amity towards all. In the coming days and weeks, my team will publicly detail the key aspects of our economic program. Today, permit me to outline in broad terms a few initiatives that divide our concept of progressive good governance and furtherance of the Nigerian ideal. The principles that will guide our administration are very simple. Nigeria will be impartially governed according to the rule of law, the Constitution. We shall defend the nation from terror and all form of criminality that threaten the peace and stability of our country. We shall remodel our economy to bring our growth and develop the GDP much better, achieve the GDP much better than we have today. I assure you. Do that through job creation, food security, and an end to extreme poverty. In our administration, women and youth will feature prominently. Our government will continue to take proactive steps, such as championing a credit culture to discourage corruption while strengthening the effectiveness and efficiency of the various anti-corruption agencies. It has to be a continued work in progress. Security shall be top priority of our administration, because neither prosperity nor justice can prevail amid insecurity and violence. To effectively tackle this, we shall reform both our security doctrine and its architecture. We shall invest more in our security personnel, and it means more than an increase in number. We shall provide better training, equipment, pay, and firepower.
Why people just come?
On the economy, we target a GDP not less than 6% growth. We aim to accomplish all of this by taking the following steps: budgetary reform, stimulating the economy without engendering inflation, industrial policy to utilize the full range of domestic manufacturing and lessen import dependency. The electricity will become more accessible and affordable to businesses and homes alike. Power generation should nearly double, and transmission and distribution network must improve significantly. we will encourage various state governments to continue to participate in this effort, power generation and distribution of their own. I have a message for our investors, local and foreign.